Hello, everybody, and welcome to tonight's edition of the Divine Feminine Oracles. And of course, I'm here with my two amazing soul sisters, Sophie and Meg. So, first of all, let me welcome you, Sophie, to the show. How are you doing?
Hey, I'm very good. You?
I'm very good. Thank you so much. And hi, Meg. How are you doing? We saw each other very recently.
We
You're
just saw
doing,
each other.
yeah.
Yeah, doing good. Very happy with the show we just did, the new Astro Woo. That was very, very fun. And excited to be here with you two this evening and everyone watching.
Yeah, me too. And hello, everybody watching, and hello, everybody commenting on the chat. It's a pleasure to see you. I'm Julie from Maison Jupiter, of course, and I'll be your host for tonight's show. And tonight we will be talking about the Aquarius full moon that we are having exactly tonight. So it was exact Eastern time at 2:30 p.m. ish. So tonight should be technically the full lunation that we will be able to see in the sky if you are in this side of the world. So of course we'll get to your questions and the super chats towards the second part of the show. And please also don't forget to like, share, and subscribe this video. It really helps us to, of course, produce some more content for you guys. So if you're watching on the Beyond Mystic channel, we are simulcasting tonight. Please don't forget to also like and subscribe to this channel. And same thing for the Maison Jupiter channel. And from here, you'll be also able to send us some super chats if you have questions for either Meg or Sophie throughout the episode. And tonight, we also have a beautiful pyramid for one of you lucky supporters from the super chat from the beautiful Carla at Ascension Orgonites. So let's look at what Carla has to say.
Hi everyone, this is Carla from Ascension Orgonites, and today I have a night for you again. Her name is Ruth. So Ruth to me is about inner strength, collecting that inner strength that we sometimes need to get through our days. So as you can see, I made her with different components. She has copper metals and brass metals together with seashell and tiger's eye crystal. So as we know, seashell, we've spoken about it before, is a very powerful stone because it holds the power of the ocean and the energies of the ocean. And tiger's eye is great for protection, self-confidence, and self-strength, as well as self-motivation. She also has the sign, the flower of light sign in gold. I'll give her a quick turnaround. And there she is. I hope you guys like her, and I'll see you soon. Bye-bye. Thank you.
Thank you so much, beautiful Carla. So that's available on ascensionorgonites.com. And thank you so much, Carla, for being so generous with your beautiful gifts for our community. So that the beautiful Ruth will go to one of you lucky supporters from the super chat tonight. And also we have one beautiful pyramid from Elena on the MaisonJupiter.com website. And tonight we will be giving away one fire candle from the Beyond Mystic Element collection. So this beautiful candle here is infused with a tiger eye for protection, for inner strength, for energy. And the fragrance is tobacco vanilla. So that's a very warm and sweet fragrance. Of course, at the beginning, I was like, tobacco, vanilla. I'm not a big fan of tobacco in general, but then I smelled it. I was like, wow, this is amazing. And that's JC's favorite. And I believe, Meg, you also had the chance to light up your beautiful fire candle.
It smells so good. I love Elena's candles. I'm obsessed with them.
Thank you so much. So, yeah, so tonight, well, let's talk a little bit first about how you're feeling. How are you going through this full moon? I know it's kind of I thought it was going to be an easier one than that, to be really honest with you. And let us know in the chat how you guys are feeling, if you are feeling the full moon, very intense energies. And this one is making a T-square to the planet Jupiter. So, of course, a T-square is a very intense alignment, but usually but usually Jupiter is more like it's more soft as an energy than being, let's say, harshly aspected by Saturn, for example. So usually Jupiter is a bit more a benefactor, but nevertheless, it's still a T-square. So we're surely feeling the tension. It's in the sign of Aquarius. So the moon in Aquarius is also kind of a contradiction in itself, because the moon is very emotional, very caring, and Aquarius can be a bit aloof, disconnected from their feelings, a bit in their head. And a full moon is a point of tension naturally. So I'd like to know, first of all, Meg, what do you make of this full moon? How are you feeling? And what do you see relating to that full moon's energy?
I feel like weird right now personally with the full moon. I'm having moments where I feel good and chill and relaxed, and then moments where I'm feeling actually like a little bit of anxiety or tension or really high Uranian energy. You know, Uranus, the ruler of Aquarius, and Aquarius in astrology rules our nervous system and our nerves. So in medical astrology, it's really normal if you all of a sudden get a little bit of like hypertension or anxiety out of nowhere during this full moon. So I've been feeling that. I also got to see some family that I haven't seen in a very long time. So I had like a full moon in Aquarius the other day, still in the orb of the full moon celebration and reuniting with some family. And I'm back in Canada at the moment. So I'm feeling really good to be here. And I was telling Julie earlier that I really feel the land is very alive and magical and powerful. And there's something really beautiful taking place in Canada right now. Like it feels, I know there's a lot of government issues and things going on, but when I was driving home from my dad's house the other day, an hour and a half drive, I was just looking at the trees and the land, and I felt all this positivity and magic coming out of the land. So I was like, okay, something really good is happening here right now.
And you feel like it's recent, or you feel like it's been there for a while, but we couldn't really feel it because we were living here, for example?
Yeah, I don't remember feeling that when I was here back in March and April.
So it's new.
It's new. Yeah.
Whoa. Could I ask you, Sophie, to pull cards on it? Like, do you think the energy of, let's say, Eastern Canada has changed, or do you want to say Canada as a whole? How do you feel about the territory?
It's very interesting what you said, Meg, about this before I pull the cards, because yesterday we went, me and Julie, in nature. So we felt somehow that this energy has shifted. And okay, I had like marks everywhere. We both have marks everywhere because of the mosquitoes, but except from this, it was a magical experience where we got to just gain a lot of energy from the soil and from the earth itself. So let's see with the cards what they have to say. But
how are we wording the question? Is it like all over the earth, like Laura's saying here it feels like Mother Gaia is going through a metamorphosis? So are we talking about the earth as a whole, or a specific? Well, let's start generally speaking. Is Gaia going through metamorphosis?
Yeah, good question. It's very funny because those cards are the same that I had, the same energy that I had 2 weeks ago in my Beyond Tarot. So it's like the energy of the planet Earth. I will show the cards, but I'm not sure it's going to show exactly what they're saying to me. But the energy right now, it's an energy where the planet is taking their energy back. It's taking their power back, and it push back the darkness away. Let me just show it to you, but I'm not sure. Like I said, I don't read the typical way. So we have forgiveness, we have the energy of pushed over, we have the card of frozen, and then we have the fear that Maggie were talking about, this anxiety feeling, and then we have the card of the loyalty. So for all of this, for me, it's telling me that this energy that we have around, I ask globally. So the energy of Earth is shifting where it's taking its power back and pushing away the darkness.
Wow. I absolutely love it. And Meg, I love your face. You're like, does that make sense astrologically speaking to you? Is there something that you're pinpointing in the astrology as to like a big shift regarding Gaia?
I think so. Well, I just had the realization right now that this is our first full moon in Aquarius with Pluto being in the Aquarius transit.
Mm.
So, even though Pluto is back in Capricorn retrograde right now, we're technically in the start of the Pluto being in Aquarius transit because that
So
started
true.
in March. So this is our first full moon, right? Where Mother Moon, I like to call her Grandmother Moon, is at her illumination in the sign of Aquarius, where we're going to have Pluto be going full steam ahead in Aquarius end of next year. And Aquarius is all about timelines, high vibration, the future, quantum physics and dimensions collapsing and all this really trippy, cool stuff. So I feel like this is a really powerful full moon.
I love that. I'm having like shivers as you're saying that. And yes, RK Jr. is saying, I think we are recalibrating the new timeline. So it makes a lot of sense what you're saying about Aquarius. It's like getting a glimpse of the future, getting a glimpse of the transformation that we are all doing at the same time. As Gaia is transforming, we are also transforming because we're connected. Wow. I love that. Ocean Odell saying this full moon offers an accelerated energy with wonderful opportunities to deeply align with your soul. Yes, I very much agree with you. And I had another comment. Carla here at Ascension Orgonites is saying, Julie asked the question and the wind started blowing where I am. So taking that as a yes. Wow. Okay, I think we're on to something. Yes, so major shift energetically speaking for Gaia. And yes, Sophie, I totally agree with you. When we were walking last night, I was like in a bad mood before going there. I was like, I had like a weird energy over me. I kind of was in a bad mood, but I didn't understand why. And that rarely happens to me, like waking up in a bad mood. And then we went there in nature. It's like one of our favorite places we go to walk in the forest. And usually it changes my vibration completely drastically. And that was the case. Like I felt a lot of healing from Mother Nature, and I felt more aligned also to the transformation that she's going to. Wow. Okay, and then Sophie, can we ask more specifically for, let's say, Eastern Canada? Is there a specific shift in the energy that happened, let's say, since March this year?
Yeah. Oh, wow. Okay. It says it started late in the winter and early spring. Not sure exactly when. I'm assuming about that time. Something shifted big time. Let me just show you the card that fell out of the deck. We have fighting and fighting. And then we have the lower vibration. And it says looking in the mirror. Again, it feels like just the planet awakened to, okay, I don't want to be a victim anymore. I don't want to be allowing those bullies to do whatever they want. So I'm just going to fight back and I'm going to just push that away. Those energy of the fighter, I don't know what shift. So that would be my next question, if it's okay. I would like to ask what shift.
Can I ask if it's the underground that were, let's see, cleared? There's a beautiful bird singing in the background.
I know. Tell me if it's too much, but I like the bird.
I love the bird singing. It's fun.
You know what? It's yes and no. It's a combination of many things. But the card that I had when I asked about this, it says there's something about the timing. We have waiting for this for a long time, and now it's in our favor. It's really pushing the bad away. But it's also, look at this, it's also speaking up. So exactly the vibration that I was picking up on, this I'm not a victim anymore. I'm pushing away the bad and the bullies. So I think something has shifted, probably the Pluto and Aquarius, something like that. I would shift in for the good guys, for us that are trying to make it a good place to be without a lot of corruption, without a lot of bad thing happening. And I think it was just a question of time.
Wow. So basically, like, we knew all along what was going to happen. It was just a question of a divine timing element that was there.
A divine timing element where it says, I'm pushing back. Those cards are rejection, send back to return to sender, the toxicity. So it's really exactly that vibration of pushing back the bad stuff.
Yeah, and for sure, I feel like it's connected with astrological alignment. So, like, the energy now is in, like you said, in our favor. So now we can be like, no, no more. Wow, I love that. Okay, let's talk about even more the energies of the full moon that we're having today. And it's, I'll go back to my slide here, because it's funny you mentioned, Sophie, the freedom fighter. You mentioned something fighter because you had that Barbarella card, if I can recall. So, and at the moment, yes, I love that. At the moment of right now of this full moon, we have Jupiter trine Mars. So at 13 degree, which is an Aries degree. So I mentioned here supportive energy for freedom fighters. So all the people that are really working hard to get back into their own power, fight for a cause they believe in. There's a lot of supportive energy for that. So freedom fighters, people defending the rights of humans and or the more vulnerable, because Mars is in Virgo, the sign of purity. So I'm feeling that very much. So it might be also part of the combination of astrological alignment that allow us to fight back and then put our foot down and be like, no more. I really love that. And also, here I wrote Sun and Moon at Jupiterian degrees. So this full moon is at 9 degrees. So you can look up in your own birth chart where you see that 9 degrees of Aquarius. In what house is this falling? So let us know here in the comments or in the chat. What house is it activating for you? And do you have something that came up maybe today? And of course, we can see also the results of this full moon in the coming days. So maybe in the next 3 days also we'll still be in this orb of influence. But let us know the correlation between the house it's activating for you, that 9 degree Aquarius, and what are you seeing in your life. For example, for me, it falls in my 6th house of work, daily routines. And since it's a full moon, it's making a T-square, and also it's involving my natal Saturn. So it was quite an intense energy today. Like, I felt a lot of pressure for deadlines and work that came up. And yeah, so it was kind of a hard alignment. Something came up like out of the blue, and I'm feeling this Uranus also energy, which is the ruler of Aquarius. So you can have like sudden things that come up, or sudden let's say arguments between people, because Uranus can also be the planet of separation. So divorce in astrology is ruled by Uranus. I'm not saying that everybody's going to get a divorce, but just saying that we could have like sudden arguments that erupt near this full moon. So just keep in mind that full moons are highly emotional, so it's normal to feel triggered. But the good side of it, I feel like it's that Jupiter energy. So there's a lot of it. Jupiter is making a T-square, 9 degrees, a degree of Jupiter. So we could see in the world a lot of things around freedom, around justice coming up. And maybe also some causes could reach a larger amount of people. So I wrote here, is it the movie Sound of Freedom becoming even more viral and reaching even more, let's say, global awareness around those type of human issues that are all over the world? Also, it could be issues around freedom of speech and censorship and social media. And I did see a lot of articles in mass media today around that, around the laws here in Canada, C11 and also C18. So I feeling that theme really came up big time in our awareness. Aquarius rules social media, Sagittarius rules truth and freedom. So you could see some of those themes coming up even more in the ether. And lastly, as I said, Uranus, the ruler of this full moon, is squaring Venus retrograde. So it'll be exact in a few days, but we're already in the orb of influence. I think it'll be exact on the 9th, Meg, if I'm not mistaken. And on a personal level, well, that could be a disruption for our relationships and the harmony, but so just be aware. Also, you talked about the nervous system being very much targeted, Meg. Do you see other elements, other things you'd like to add to my slide here, Meg?
Yeah, excuse me. I think that's all great, and I agree with it. And I feel like there could be some really unexpected things happening the next few days, rather, in the collective, because Aquarius also rules the collective consciousness and the collective of people. So I feel like we could see that even within the next few days. And on a personal note, in our personal lives, just really random, unexpected things coming up. I know I've had that for sure. A few others I've talked to have had that for sure. So this is a good time to, I think, definitely be in some kind of reflection or do some kind of meditation or practice, because this is a very heightened energy, it feels like, with this full moon in Aquarius. And I find it interesting as well. We were talking about Mother Earth, Gaia earlier, and I just looked at the chart, and all of the planets that are direct are in an Earth sign, other than the sun and the moon. So all the planets that are retrograde are either in a water sign or an air sign or fire sign, right? But all the planets that are direct, other than the sun and the moon, that don't go retrograde, Jupiter, Uranus, Mars, and Mercury are all in Earth signs. So there is something going on with the Earth that is a really big deal. Mother Earth is highlighted, and I feel like she is in a powerful position. And I love what, forgive me, I forget if it was you, Sophie, or Julie, that said it earlier, but in the spiritual community, we talk a lot about our star family or higher dimensionals supporting us and coming into our free will zone and helping us out and supporting us. But Mother Earth also supports us, and we're on Mother Earth right now. So maybe she's doing something right now that we're not even fully able to consciously be aware of and understand. That, like you were saying, Sophie and Julie, is casting out some really dark energy. That's what it's feeling like.
Yeah, so that might be why it's so important to connect with Mother Nature right now, because if she's going through like a major fast forward movement in her evolution, enlightenment, then if we are able to connect and ground ourselves even more in nature, then we are benefiting also from that, those beautiful vibrations, and we are accelerating our evolution as well. So that makes a lot of sense. Wow. That is like major revelations tonight. I'm like, Sophie, can I ask you to pull some cards regarding, well, first of all, what are the general energies of this full moon? Okay. Let's say on a personal level. Like how are we being impacted by this full moon?
Ascending. Okay. Ooh. So ascending, but yes and no. We do have to watch our health for some reason. Those cards indicate that it could be, the bird is there again. We can be having some symptoms of ascension, but let's see more, because there is many cards in this that are very exciting. So I will see the second row. 10 of Pentacles. It's super beautiful. Okay. get ready. It's very positive. This full moon, I like in the cards, it's very, very positive. Many projects that are really meant to be Wheel of Fortune and the baby card, it's going to be born really soon. So you may have with the Uranus maybe and the Jupiter influence. Julie, you will tell me, or Meg, you will tell me, but there is something that you can have an aha moment in near that full moon. But in your personal energy, on top of having those haha moments, there is something that is just you're changing levels, you're changing vibration. If you do the work, of course, not everybody will, but this is a huge opportunity to just level up and watch in your body. The body will tell you the resistance, where there is resistance. If there is resistance, it's going to be extremely in the 3D body. Not, I was expecting to see the mind. Not that it's not going to be there, but there is going to be physical symptoms that are going to be needed to be watched. And that resistance may be, okay, well, I meditate more, or I do this and this, but now I have to change my diet, for example. I have to change the way that I sit at my desk every day, or the way that I do this or this. There is going to be physical symptoms that are to be watched on what is the next level that you can achieve if you correct those things. Does that make sense?
Wow, it does make a lot of sense. I love it. And I'm wondering also because, Aquarius is connected to also in astrology our ambitions, our aspirations for the future, our dreams. So it seems to be like, it seems from, the cards and the astrology that we are upgrading very fast on this and around this full moon. So I'm wondering, how can we best, let's say, take advantage of this time to really make sure that we are manifesting the right things? If I can ask the cards, or if we can ask the cards, what's the best way to manifest our desires?
So it was already there. I just didn't say it. I should have, but it was for you to ask that question. So that's why I have them. It says the wonder of you. It says investigation, mystery, and silence, 9 of Pentacles. So before you have this breakthrough, you need to be in silence. You need to be just making some peace with yourself. The energy on Monday, if you watch the Beyond Tarot, it was about taking time for yourself and not going to be don't try to kill yourself by doing everything for others. It's not that about this week. This week is about making sure that you prioritize yourself this week, that you take care of yourself. While doing that, if you can have moments alone, if you can have moments of silence, if you can just make a moment where you pause the world around you and you can be in your bubble, go for a walk alone, or just do something alone, then you're going to be able to manifest the best out of this. If you don't wait for the breakthrough of your death, you don't wait for, let's say, an idea for a business, or you don't have anything that you wait for, it's still going to bring you some realization that are going to be good for either your health or for your spirituality or for the next phase of your life. So it can be about ambition, but it doesn't have to be about just ambition.
So like major also revelations and downloads from the body, from your higher self around. Wow. Thank you. And also I wanted to remind everybody we have this amazing Aquarius full moon meditation, singing bowl meditation with the beautiful Elena and the beautiful Janine, JC, and myself. So that will be tomorrow on August 2nd at 3 p.m. Eastern. This is the live meditation, will be at that time. So, and because it's in the sign of Aquarius, I feel like, as Sophie, you were saying, Venus retrograde. So self-care, taking the time for yourself, taking the time to look inwards. And Aquarius is super also activated whenever we are in a group. So if we are also connected with like-minded people, and we are for sure manifesting the highest timeline possible. So we call this one manifesting our dreams into reality. So I feel like it will be super powerful. Aquarius is the sign of the future. It's the sign of manifestation, your higher goals that you're trying to manifest. So I feel like this one will be super potent. That'll be tomorrow. So make sure you register on beyondmystic.academy. And also it's a sliding scale, a donation principle. So from $22 to $222, you give whatever you feel resonates the most with you. And if you are also experiencing some financial difficulties, please let us know, send us an email, and we will make sure that you'll be able to attend this beautiful healing meditation and also manifesting meditation. Meg, I saw you leaning forward. Did you have something to add, or was it just a curiosity?
I was just curious, leaning more forward, but I do feel like saying when we're in the summertime, Leo season, the sun is at home in Leo, and it's the height of summer in the Northern Hemisphere. And this is when we need to be soaking up the sun, the summer energies to prepare us for when we go back into the dark of the fall and the winter. And we're going to be having a really intense eclipse season happening in October during Halloween, Samhain. So there's some really intense things coming up. And I feel like maybe this talk about Mother Earth is also coming forward, because I feel her kind of saying, like, connect with me, soak in those summer energies if you're in the Northern Hemisphere, to prepare you and make you strong for going back into the fall and the winter, because it's not normal times that were normal. What is normal? But it's not calm times that we're living in. It's intense times that we're living in. And when we go into the fall and the winter, it's even more intense because it's not as warm, it's not as easy and comfortable to go outside. So I feel like we're being very supported by Mother Earth right now in the Northern Hemisphere. So
such a good point, Meg. And thank you for that. I saw a couple of comments in the chat saying from Colleen here, gained a lot of energy after sleeping in the sun today. And a lot of people, also Jill was saying sunbathing feels so good. And I did the same thing today. I was guided to, in between our lives, I went outside to try to soak up some sun as much as I could. And I always feel like so energized by that. So it makes me wonder, because we were talking about the moon earlier in the Aquarius full moon, but I'd like to ask you, Sophie, about the sun. Is the sun changing? Yeah, I'd like to know about the frequency of the sun. Has it changed recently?
I don't think that's the answer you were looking for, so I will ask again if it's not. What they are giving me, it's that somebody is playing with the sun big time. Yeah. So I will take the second roll just to see.
But do you think it's the weather in general? Because I did feel like the weather was very much controlled.
Yeah, absolutely. But the sun in particular, but I mean, that's one of the main thing of the weather. But yeah, absolutely. It says that it's used as a distraction by some group. So it's used as a distraction, and they're playing with this. And they are making, I don't know for where you are, everyone, but here in Quebec, it's almost fall. So this looks like the fall. And they're playing with the weather intensely, because they know that if we have the light, if we have this beautiful warm energy, we are going to be in our power. So instead, they are making us miserable and tired, exhausted, with the lack of clarity, with the lack of vitamins from the natural source, the sun.
This is so funny, because that's exactly the feeling I had. And like, as much as I want to believe that we're being protected and we're on the right timeline, I do believe all that, but I felt like the weather this summer was really weird, and it was preventing us from getting the most amount of sun rays. Libby's here is saying they're trying to block our sun. Most definitely, yes.
Can I add something to it?
Sure.
I don't know if you remembered, but we talked about it, me and Meg, and the Bill Gates Psychic Spy. And we saw something really freaky at a time. We didn't know exactly what it was going to be, but that the sun would be used somewhere else for something else, while we would not have it completely. So I feel that at the time we were like, it's almost impossible how we would have that. But yeah, there's something going on this year.
Whoa. Okay. Can we ask the cards, what can we do to make sure that we're fully energized and recharged, despite like everything that is going on with the control of the weather and the sun?
Both feet on the ground and by the water if possible. So it's really about being both feet on the ground. This is also it's weird, but it's also it's really weird. I'm going to say it anyway. You can laugh. It's okay. Touching the faucet because it goes down really low in the earth. So there's something about that too that helps. If you cannot be barefoot on the ground nowhere, that could be helping. We do have him touching metal, so it gave me that message. We do have by the water. Doesn't need to be a beach. It just needs to be recharging with natural elements. And we do need to be maybe outside of big cities if possible.
Wow. Like Laura saying, we can affect the weather by giving thanks. It works. Yes, I agree. Thank you so much. Okay. Wow. So a lot of weather shenanigans. And also I feel like the sun, the moon are being called to have like major awakening roles. So we need to connect with the earth, the stars, the water, according to the cards. I love it. I have a question for you, Meg. So as of August 28th, we're going to also have, well, let me go back a little bit. So August 23rd, we're going to have Mercury retrograde, which we'll talk about in one of the coming shows. And then August 28th, we're going to have Uranus retrograde. And at that moment, we'll have all the planets except for Mars and Jupiter going retrograde. So you like to use the expression retrograde city.
Yeah.
Can you explain, first of all, if it's special, if it's not special, and what do you think it's going to, and how do you think it's going to affect the collective and us personally in our lives?
Yeah, I think when we enter retrograde city near the end of August, it is special and sacred in the sense that retrogrades are about reviewing and reflecting and reconsidering things and reorganizing whatever areas the planet is in, the sign and the house and the degree. And so I feel like it's sacred in that sense, because I think that is a really important aspect in life, to be able to review and look back. Because if we don't do that and we just keep moving forward, we don't learn from our past. So I think that that's really important. But I do have to be honest that I think it's going to be a really funky energy, because it's 7 planets retrograde, 7 planets closer to the Earth at the exact same time. And around that full moon in Pisces that we were talking about when we did our Astro Woo today.
Yeah.
So I feel like it's important for us to mentally prepare everyone that the end of August, I think, is going to be a funky energy. Doesn't mean it's necessarily bad, but it's important to look at your personal charts, see your transits, and you can look that up online for free, just online transit chart calculator, see what's going on to prepare yourself for that. And I think that there's going to be some definitely maybe confusing events tried to be projected onto the collective, but I don't feel it as something that's going to last a very long time or be very powerful. But there may be some illusions of fear, I'll say, being projected onto us before we go into the fall, because it's very important for us to keep our vibration high, to keep hope and love high before we go into the fall, because it sets the tone for the whole fall and winter time. So I feel that. And I also feel like it's very interesting that Mars is not going to be going retrograde for the rest of the year.
Yeah.
So Jupiter is going to go retrograde September 3rd, right, Julie? Or one of those days?
September 4th. Yes, you're right.
September 4th, yeah. So everybody except the sun and the moon that don't go retrograde, and Mars, which can go retrograde, those won't. And Mars is the ruler, the dispositor of the North Node right now. So the North Node, Aries energy is very strong because the North Node is in Aries, and it's going to be even stronger when all the planets are in retrograde and Mars is the fastest moving planet direct.
So true.
So there could be a lot of the Mars themes that we're dealing with gaining strength and moving forward, and people feeling maybe more easily triggered or hostile or in their masculine energy, while the energy is very funky, to be honest with you guys. So I think it could be weird. I think they could try to do something. When I say they, you know, the bad guys, if you will, try to put something forward that's very fear-based, maybe has to do with war, fear, in some ways survival, because Mars deals with survival and survival instincts. So I would say anything that comes up that's trying to be projected onto us, end of August, beginning of September, take it with a grain of salt. And we do not have the clarity. We will not have the clarity until closer to the end of September. Yeah, that's what I feel.
So true. So true, Meg. And Sean is saying here, yes, a fake alien invasion and a real alien intervention, perhaps. Important not to fear. Yes, very much agree with you. And I think it's also important to say that usually if we learn how to live with the seasons accordingly, fall season would be the season where you try to slow down the pace a little bit and you start to look inwards a little bit more. You slow down, you take the time, because you're preparing for the winter where everything is frozen, and then it's the time to really rest, to recuperate. So I'm feeling like it's not such a bad, on a personal level, it's not a bad thing that the planets are all or almost all going retrograde for the end of summer, because it's a natural way of that we're supposed to experience the seasons. And you know, like the corporate world, the modern society have taught us that the opposite. They taught us that September was go time. September, you're going back to school or you're going back into work, and all the big projects are happening during the fall. So what happens when you live out of alignment with Mother Nature? Well, you get sick because your body is overwhelmed with all the energy, and it's supposed to start taking it a little bit slower and enjoying the process of the leaves falling down. And it's like a little death of some kind. It's a transformation. So when you're not going with the alignment with the Mother Nature cycle, then that's when your body's like, hey, what are you doing? Think about me. So I'm feeling like this might be something that forces us into slowing down even more, which is a really good thing if you think about it, if you're trying to go with the flow even more. We have a couple of questions, so I'll try to start answering them if you're okay with that, of course. So I'll start with you.
Good.
And okay, I have a question here from Vicky. Thank you, Vicky. Question: will a ship show itself over my city in August? Okay. So will a ship show itself over my city in August? That's the question from.
So it says yes, but you will not be able to see it. We have 7 of Swords. We have the King of Cups, so that would be the yes. And we have 4 of Cups, so it says missed opportunity. So yes, there will be one going either, you said over your city or really nearby, but not able to see it. So we do have clouds in the card, so it could be that, or it could be in disguise. 7 of Swords would be the disguise. So if the answer is about you being able to connect, you can find other ways, but the visual will not be there.
And that makes a lot of sense, Sophie, because like we've been told that there's a lot of spaceships everywhere, but we just can't see them. Either they're in another dimension, or they're clouded, or they have their cloak. So that makes a lot of sense. I hope it helps, Vicky, and thank you, Sophie, for answering. And I also forgot to mention that today we filmed this really cool episode. So that's the new Astro Woo, so the monthly predictions for all the 12 signs, and that's for the month of August. So that's available for free on Maison Jupiter YouTube and on Beyond Mystics YouTube and on Beyond Mystics Rumble channel. So there's a lot of platforms to watch this good episode. So that was a really cool one. And we went through the 12 zodiac signs. Well, Meg went through the 12 zodiac signs. And before that, I explained all the important alignments. And we have 3 lunations, not 1 and 2, but 3 lunations during the month of August, because we have a full moon today on the 1st. And then we're going to have a new moon on the 16th and a full moon on the 30th. So, and the Mercury retrograde. So we're all talking about that in details. So go check it out. How did you think we did today with that episode, Meg?
I think we did good. I had a lot of fun with it and really good comments so far. So that makes Julie and I very happy and grateful to hear, because we're so passionate about sharing the astrology with all of you. And we were talking earlier about how it's really important times, intense times, and it's good to be in natural alignment with our astrology. So I'm just feeling to say, for anyone that's a Leo rising, moon, or sun, take advantage of this month, because like we were sharing in the Astro Woo, it is a freaking amazing month for you guys. Okay. So anything that you're feeling like not confident in doing, yeah, we've got planets retrograde, but this is really a month where you guys can shine. Just go for it. Just go for what you want to do. I'm hearing Spirit say, take the person on a date that you want to take out on a date. Like, just live life, Leos, because your astrology for this month is so cool. And in your birthday month. So cool.
Yay, Leos. I love that. Yeah. As you said, like, it's Leo season. And before we get into Virgo season, which is a little bit more serious and under the influence of Mercury retrograde, take advantage of the sun season, the heart season, which is the Leo season. I love that, Meg. It's such a good point. Sometimes we forget like how there are so many blessings around us, like this Leo season. Yeah. I love it. Okay, I have a question for you, Meg, from the chat. Okay, let's see. Okay, we'll answer Lakeside Laura. Personal question. My brother's birthday is August 21st. Does he have a message for all of us from the other side? Thank you. Love you, ladies.
Okay.
Would you like to post? Okay.
Sorry, I'm sorry. I'm going to start crying because I was feeling your brother. I felt a man come forward earlier, and I thought I was just feeling somebody like random in the community watching the video. So Laura, I swear to God, I swear on all my ancestors' grave, I felt your brother I swear on all my ancestors' graves, I felt your brother this entire time. He is with you. Okay. And I can't remember if when we had our personal session, your brother came through. I feel like he might have. He is definitely here. So I'm going to pull some cards to see what he has to say. Okay. He's definitely here. And you're saying his birthday is August 21st. So he was a Leo, right, Julie? Or he would have been a Virgo?
Leo.
Leo. Okay.
Leo.
So, Leo. So Laura, what does your brother have to share? He's with you. He's saying, I'm with you. I'm with you guys. I'm really there. I'm doing very well. He's in a really good place. I pulled the midheaven card.
Wow.
So this is the midheaven is the top middle position of our chart. So it says like pinnacle. It's a very positive part of our chart. There's like a castle being symbolized in the card. So I feel like he's in the heavens. He's in a really good place. And he's helping you, Laura. Whoa. Oh my God. My eardrum is like pounding in a way I've never felt that before. So I don't know if you ever have that, if you ever have your eardrum, Laura, start to pound, or if your brother had that, or if a family member has that, that's maybe your brother saying that he's with you. That is freaking crazy. I've never had that before.
Whoa.
So I was going to say, your brother, I'm having it again. Your brother is helping you and your family expand in consciousness and your mind. He's saying
Wow.
he's very with you. So sending lots of love to you, Laura.
Wow. Thank you so much, Meg. Livy's saying total truth bombs right now. Meg. I love it. And Lakeside Laura saying yes, yesterday. So I don't know what she's referring to here, but wow, powerful reading. Whew. So he was here for the whole time, was waiting to get his message across. I love it. You know, on the other side, they're not so far from where we are, right?
Yeah.
I love it. Okay, Sophie, I have another question for you. So this seems to be tonight's theme. So people on the other side, and also we were celebrating our dad's, let's say, first year passing anniversary yesterday. So we are very much in that energy ourselves. So Carolyn is asking, my mom passed away. I think that's January 4th, 2022. And I'd like to know if she has any messages for me. Thank you, ladies.
Okay. Well, I don't know if she was a very protective mother, but that's how she came across in the cards. She's saying that there is something in your life that you seem to be clinging to, and now it's the time to just let go. And she's saying that don't worry, because it's going to come to a natural end pretty soon. So we have this clinging energy. You're trying too hard on something. You're trying to keep something in your life, but you're near the end. We have 999, and it says cycle completion right after. So she's very clear in her message. She's very much Tauro. So if she was a Virgo, if she was somebody that you know as having this kind of very calculating, how do you say that? The Virgo mind, the very logical brain. Yeah. So if she was this way, that's very much how I see her right now in her energy. She is saying, don't worry, I hear you, I see you, I know what you're going through right now. There's something that is coming to an end, and you will feel a release after. Let's see one more card about this. Yes, she's always with you, always helping you, and she's extremely proud of you. She's showing her support. So you are at the very end of something that is going to relax you after. It's going to be releasing you from a ton of weight.
Wow. Thank you so much, Sophie. I hope it helps, Carolyn. And we are supporting you going through your end of chapter, change of chapter, up leveling, call it as you wish. Thank you so much, Carolyn. Okay, so we have also Chris. Thank you so much, Chris, praying for the collective to wake up. I love that. And I feel like this full moon in Aquarius seems to be key in like the unfolding of events that we are witnessing at the moment. So thank you, Chris. We appreciate that. And okay, last question. It'll be for Meg. Okay, it's a bit of a tricky one, so we'll try to see what comes up, but I think it's usually hard to tell. So XRP003 wants to know, can't wait for my birth chart reading Monday. So I guess you'll be seeing each other in a real face-to-face time. What gender will the new baby be? I told my fiance that I believe it'll be a girl. She thinks it'll be a boy. Like the other 3 boys we have. So what is your intuition telling you about the gender of the new baby?
Okay, this is interesting because intuitively, I agree with you, XRP003. I'm feeling a girl as well. But this is very interesting because I just pulled my Lenormand cards, which are always very freaky. I always pull them in 3s. And we got the Rider, which means news is coming in really fast. The Man. So I don't know if you're a man or you're a woman, but the Man card is coming through. And Child. So I'm feeling intuitively that it could be a girl. Now, I don't know if you're a man and the cards are maybe saying there's news coming in very fast for you about the child. I am feeling.
I think they changed their name to JB and says March 16 is due date man. So from what I'm
So you are,
understanding,
yeah, I feel like, okay, March 16th is the due date. So I don't know if you're maybe going to be finding out very soon what the sex of the baby is. That's what the Lenormand cards are saying. And I'm personally feeling like it's going to be a girl.
wow.
So that's
So
exciting.
let us know, XRP003, let us know if we were right on our predictions.
Yeah.
That's so fun because, you know, like, of course, you're going to be happy, I'm sure, whatever answer you have to that question.
Mhm.
Thank you. And I said last one, but I lied. We're going to have a very last one here for Sophie. Okay. Since we were in that theme of messages from the other side, Grow is asking, can you try to contact my father if he has some messages for me?
Yeah. Your love life is about to change. That's what he's saying. Your love life is, there's some change that is coming that is positive. Let's see what else he's saying. Yeah, Queen of Cups, Page of Swords. There is a very positive development in your love life. So if you are alone, I don't think it's going to be for a long time. There's trouble in it. It's not going to be for a long time. You are pushing through. Let me just show you the card that are in the middle of this. So we have you right there. We have the news. And before we have this soulmate energy, this success that is at the end, right now, let me show you where you stand in this. We have 8 of Swords. We have pushing through 7 of Wands. We have working on something, 8 of Pentacles. We have 10 of Wands, and we have 9 of Wands. So right now you may be either, if you are with someone, there may be something that either one of you or you have to support one or each other in something that you need to push through, and it's exhausting and you need to learn a lesson through it. But you're reaching the end. We have success and we have a soulmate energy. If you're alone, it may have been very difficult to be alone recently, and you are reaching the end where you're going to be able to meet a soulmate, and it's going to be partly because your father is helping you through this.
Wow, I love that. She is saying, wow, that's beautiful. Thank you so much, Sophie. Really appreciate that. Wow, so sending lots of messages. And it's funny because moon in Aquarius, well, the full moon is in Aquarius. It's making me think about sudden downloads, revelations. So I feel like we're even more sensitive to the other side, to other dimensions. We seem to have a lot of aha moment revelations tonight. I love that. And of course, if you would like to have a one-on-one consultations with those two amazing ladies, you can do so on MaisonJupiter.com. So you have the personal reading with Sophie, either the 1 hour or the 30-minute personal reading, which is a priority booking. And also with Meg, you have the birth chart astrology reading, or the 1 year personal forecast reading, looking at your next transits for the year ahead. Sophie, where are you currently in your bookings, and do you have some priority booking available at the moment?
I open one more priority booking for next Monday, and I think I will be the only one. So if you want this, jump on the occasion, MaisonJupiter.com, one priority booking. And for the 1 hour, we're looking at the beginning of September.
Perfect. So Virgo season, I love that. Birthday season. And what about you, Meg? Where are we looking at if people would like to book with you on a one-on-one consultation?
I think my soonest availability is in September, and I'm going to add, when we get off of the show, a few more availabilities for September, because I think I just have 2 right now up on the website at the end of September, but I'm going to add some more when we get off air.
Amazing. So that's great news for everybody watching right now who would like to get a special reading for the fall. And also, don't forget to register for this amazing Aquarius full moon meditation that will be, of course, tomorrow. You can register now on beyondmystic.academy, sliding scale principle. You can book right now, and the live will be tomorrow at 3 p.m. Eastern time. So August 2nd at 3 p.m. Eastern time with Elena, Janine, myself, and JC. And that's right here on beyondmystic.academy. So you'll see it's right here. And also, May Levy just released the chakra healing course, which we have amazing comments from. And also 2 abundance and manifestation activation to really help you rewire your brain and opening up receptors for abundance, wealth, and prosperity in your life. I did the first one. I still have to do the second one. It's probably going to be this weekend because she says it's better to wait a week in between the activation. And so far, I think the work done was amazing. Perfect work to do during a Venus retrograde. So give yourself some love and join us over here on the beyondmystic.academy. And of course, there's also the birth charts on the MaisonJupiter.com website that are always available. So personalized birth chart, it's a digital art print in the color of your choice, featuring your own personalized birth chart, and also coming with a 15 to 20 pages report explaining your most important alignments, personality trait, life mission, etc., etc. And of course, for all those wonderful products, so the consultations, the birth chart, the candles, don't forget also add Beyond Mystic in one word when you're at checkout for 10% off. So that's it for tonight. Thank you, everybody. JB saying magical show. Thank you. Thank you to you three. Thank you, everybody. It's always, we always spend a magical evening with all of you. Beautiful energy from the community. So we thank you a lot for that. Thank you so much, Meg and Sophie, for your beautiful wisdom as usual and your beautiful energy. And we're going to see you very soon and sending you lots of love for this beautiful full moon. Au revoir, everybody.
Bye.